What's up, sports bettors? My name is Matt Modi. My full-time job is as a betting analyst for OddsJam.com. And on this video, it's pretty easy. I'm just going to talk to you about how you can make money betting on sports, how you can actually make stupid money betting on sports. It's not that difficult. It's not a scam, and it's certainly not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's just using math, using data, using the sports books to make money betting on sports. So before I get into it, just want to give you a little bit of background about myself. As I mentioned, my name is Matt. My full-time role currently is as a betting analyst for OddsJam. Prior to that, my full-time job, I was a data analyst. So obviously, if you can tell by my background here, huge sports fan, passion for sports. Philly sports fan, unfortunately, which has been mostly a curse in my life, but I'll always have Super Bowl 52, so that's all good. So my full-time role, what I actually did with my profession was a data analyst. I had a passion, I had a hobby for sports and for sports betting. Thanks to OddsJam, I was able to combine those two into a full-time role. So essentially what I do now is I still research and watch sports, all that good stuff, but I use the math, the formulas, the software that OddsJam offers to make money betting on sports. I've had insane luck or success. It's not luck, it's success betting with OddsJam. I'll show you in a little bit, but up over 12K betting with OddsJam. And this video is just to tell you how you can make stupid money betting on sports. So what I would appreciate you guys doing is if you could like and comment on the video. Just want to make sure that this is content that you guys actually enjoy. So comment, let me know what you think, whether it's good or bad. Negative feedback is totally fine. It's helpful in the future. I would also appreciate if you could subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. We have a ton of helpful content on this YouTube channel, whether you're a beginner, whether you're an expert. We have best bets, we have betting, educational betting, tutorial stuff like this video. Either way, ton of helpful stuff for any type of sports fan or sports bettor on the OddsJam YouTube channel. Of course, the website, the software that I work for, OddsJam.com, that's the company. Check it out. Sign up for a free trial. I'm going to talk to you about how you can use OddsJam specifically to make money betting on sports. So if you're not signed up, at least if you get a free trial, you can play along and see exactly what I'm doing. But overall, like I said, talking to you about how to make money betting on sports, not a scam, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Just using sportsbooks to place bets, and that's it. All right, sports bettors. So here's what you got to do. The first thing is just understand the sports betting landscape of the state that you are currently located in. I didn't say live in because you can travel to states and place bets. As long as you're physically located in that state, you are good to go. For me, I'm located in Virginia. There's about 10 legal sports books that I can use. When I go to Maryland, unfortunately, I can't bet. But in Virginia, I can. And what you need to do is understand that, like I said, the sports betting landscape, but also research into what sports books are available in your state. There's going to be 4 or 5 main ones like Draftkings, FanDuel, Caesars, and BetMGM, maybe also Pointsbet. Find out what sports books are legal in your state, and if there are any that you are not signed up with, this is the first step to making stupid money. It's signing up for all the sports books and taking advantage of their sign-up bonuses. You can make literally like 10 grand in 1 week of betting solely from the sign-up bonuses on the sports books. Let me explain. So as you can see the screenshot here, I just list 8 sports books. That's it, 8. DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, Caesars, Pointsbet, BetRivers, Unibet, and Winbet. What I'm going to do is navigate to each one of those sports books, and I'm just going to find out what their sign-up bonus is. I'm going to add all of that up together. And that money, that's the minimum, essentially, of what you can make in a week betting on sports. So later in this video, I'll show you how you can convert those sign-up bonuses into real cash. But first things first, let's just see how many there are. So I figured the easiest way to show you would be to actually show you, go to the sports books and show you. I'll explain what the promos mean and all that stuff. But so what I have up here, this is DraftKings, just at the DraftKings home screen. You click promos, and immediately the first things you see are going to be the new user sign-up bonuses. So DraftKings looks like they have two. Number one, bet $5 on any NBA pregame money line, win $150 if your team wins. So basically, find a team that's a heavy favorite that you're almost guaranteed, that you think is almost a guarantee to win. Just bet $5 to win 150. So right off the bat, we're risking $5. We're profiting 150 just with DraftKings. So like I said, I'm going to keep track of it. I have a spreadsheet up here that I'll keep track of all of this. The next sign-up bonus is a little more complicated, but essentially the way it works is you can get a deposit bonus up to 1,000 using DraftKings Sportsbook. The catch is it's essentially a 20% bonus of what you deposit up to $1,000. So what you could do is deposit $5,000. 20% of that is going to be $1,000. So you'll get $6,000 in your account, $1,000 of which is totally free. So you have to risk $5,000 essentially. Not risk, put down. It's not a risk yet. You have to put down $5,000 and you'll automatically get a guaranteed $1,000 on top of that. So $6,000 total. So with DraftKings, there's two different ones. Like I said, bet 5, win 150, deposit $5,000, get an additional $1,000. So now what I have up is just the FanDuel promotions page, and their new users bonus is a little bit different. DraftKings was you deposit $5K. If you do that, they'll match 20%, so $1K. So they'll essentially give you a free $1,000 that you can play with however you want. The FanDuel one is instead of matching at like a deposit bonus type thing, what you do is they give you a risk-free bet up to $1,000. So what that means is you can place a bet up to $1,000, and if it loses, they'll put $1,000 site credit into your account. So it's essentially, that's what risk-free means. Now, the catch here is if that bet loses, the $1,000 you cannot deposit. You only get that in site credit. So it has to be placed on FanDuel. So it only makes sense if you actually want to play through that $1,000. But for me, I always max out whatever the new user sign up bonus free bet is. Like I said, if your bet does lose, you can use the OddsJam software to convert that into real cash. So convert site credit into real cash. You can also use OddsJam to find profitable bets to place it on in the first place. So if it wins, it doesn't matter what the risk-free bet is. You get your total risk amount plus your winnings. So it doesn't matter what the risk-free amount is if your bet wins. If it loses, worst case scenario, you'll just get $1,000 directly into one of your sportsbook accounts. But either way, this risk-free bet up to $1,000, this is the most standard one. I would imagine most of the sportsbooks are going to have something similar to this, a risk-free bet. And like I said, OddsJam has the software to convert site credit to convert free bets into real cash. So BetMGM looks like it has the exact same thing as FanDuel. Risk-free bet up to $1,000. So I won't spend more time on that one. That just makes it $2,000 total dollars in risk-free bets so far through only 3 sportsbooks. So Caesars is essentially the same thing as FanDuel and BetMGM. Instead of $1,000, it's $1,100. So same thing, risk-free bet up to $1,100. If it wins, you get all the winnings. If it loses, you get site credit for $1,100, which makes it $3,100 total so far, just in the 4 sportsbooks I've looked at. So the Pointsbet one has the same concept of a risk-free bet up to $2,000, but theirs has a very clear difference. So $500 of the $2,000 is exactly the same. It's a $500 risk-free bet. If it wins, great, you get your winnings plus the profit. If it loses, you get a risk-free site credit of $500. The remaining $1,500 is only can be used on something called points betting, which is unique to PointsBet. They're the only sportsbook that offers this. It's kind of confusing, and we have videos on the OddsJam YouTube channel detailing it in much greater detail than I'm about to give. But essentially, the way points betting works is no longer is it just 100% of your bet if it wins, 0% if it loses. You can get a multiplier to get more money based on how much more your bet wins by. So if I say the total is 100, the total is actually 150, I could essentially win 50 times more money by points betting. But the risk is the opposite is also true if your bet loses. So if I bet over 100 and it only ends at 50, I could lose up to 50 times my staked amount. The points betting one, like I said, it is a little bit more confusing. The only thing you need to know here is that the max that they'll refund is up to $1,500. So if your multiplier, you need to have the max losing or winning up to $1,500, the max risk. But either way, PointsBet adds another $2K in risk-free bets, which makes that $5,100 total. So the BetRiver's one is actually similar to DraftKings. It's a deposit match. It's not a risk-free bet. So in this case, all you need to do is up to $250 If you deposit that, BetRivers will match that to the dollar. So you deposit $250, they'll give you $250. You deposit $100, they'll give you $100. You deposit $500, they'll still only give you $250. But it's a deposit match. So the nice thing about this one is once you get that deposit match, you can immediately use those bets, that money for whatever you want. It's not a risk-free bet or anything like that. So Unibet, again, we're back to the risk-free bet. Theirs is obviously much less than the other ones. It's only a risk-free bet up to $250, but logic is exactly the same. You place a bet up to $250. If it loses, they'll put $250 in site credit into your account. So for the last one, we have Winbet, which is essentially the same thing as the very first Draftkings one. Is you place a $50 bet and you get $200 in free bets. This one's really easy. The only catch is that the $50 bet you place on has to be with odds minus 120 or greater. So you can't bet it on like a ridiculous minus 1,000 bet that's obviously going to hit and get 200 in free bets. It's got to be minus 120 or greater. So plus 100, plus 150, that's all fair game. Okay, and now here's everything all on one screen. So the deposit amount is the total amount that you have to deposit, including risk-free bets, including to max out the deposit matches, everything. So $10,650. So with that 10 grand, essentially, you get 1.2K in deposit match. So you just for depositing that amount of money, you get an additional $1,200 in your account that you can play with however you want. Also included in that 10 grand is $5,550 you get in risk-free bets. So the worst case scenario, every single one of those bets loses. Don't worry. Like I said, OddsJam has a way in which you can convert site credit / free bets into real cash. You just need to be signed up on all the sportsbooks. So again, highlighting the importance of signing up for the sportsbooks. But if every single one of those bets loses, you will still have pretty much that exact amount in real cash by using the OddsJam software. But more importantly, what OddsJam does is it provides opportunities in which you can place those bets on mathematically profitable bets. You can place up to $5,550 on positive expected value bets. So the goal is not every single one of them is going to lose. But either way, this is the first example I have of how you can make stupid money betting on sports. You just need to sign up for all the sports books, travel to do them. Again, as long as you are physically located in the state, you could take advantage of these sign-up bonuses. And I've only picked 8 sports books. Some states like Colorado, there's like 26 of them out there. You can make some serious cash solely from taking advantage of this. Okay, so now what I have on my screen is the OddsJam Positive Expected Value page. So there's a lot going on with this page. A lot of it has been detailed in a previous video or a couple different previous videos, but I'll give a brief recap here as well. So first things first, what is positive expected value? Positive EV betting is essentially when we, as a sports bettor, are placing bets in which we give that bet more favorable odds to win than the sportsbook does. The way this works specifically with OddsJam is OddsJam pulls the OddsJam perfect line. This tab here is called the OddsJam perfect line. It's pulled from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, the sharpest bookmaker in the world. What you need to know about this column right here, the OddsJam line, this is going to be the most accurate line in sports betting, the perfect odds, the true line of how the market should be priced at. Anywhere in which we are getting more favorable odds, that is going to be a positive expected value bet. The first thing that we need to do before we can place a bet, well, there are two. Number one is just understand what the true line is with the VIG removed. So the VIG has also been explained in a bunch of different videos. It's essentially the juice, the tax that sportsbooks price odds themselves. What sportsbooks don't do is charge a transaction fee. So you can place as many bets as you humanly want on Draftkings, on FanDuel, on Caesars, and they don't charge you a transaction fee. Instead, what the sportsbooks do is they juice up the odds and accept bets on both sides and profit regardless. So what we need to do as sports bettors is remove the VIG. The way you do that, it's very easy. You go to the OddsJam calculator, click No VIG Fair Odds Calculator, and all you need to remove the VIG is both sides of the line. So +1, this is just a random example, +125 minus 143, +125 minus 143, puts the true line of this bet at plus 132. So the over side is priced at plus 132. The under is at minus 132. So if you're betting the over, anywhere in which you're getting odds, essentially 133 and above, is going to be a positive expected value bet. Same logic for the under, anything 132 and below, so 130, 129, 125. Those are going to be positive expected value bets. For this bet, looks like the play is on the over because it's highlighted here in bold. So that's how you know. Minnesota Wild over 3.5 team total. It's like it's a hockey game. Plus 145. That's higher than plus 132, which makes it a positive expected value bet. So the reason why I'm detailing this is when you're placing those free bets, find a positive expected value bet. So now that we know anything on this page is positive EV. And one thing you can do, I mentioned at the beginning, is sign up for a free trial to get access to this page. What I want you to do is if you are on a free trial and you have any questions, just schedule a call with me. You can see the link in the description of this video, my calendar. You can schedule a call with me, put it on my calendar, ask me any questions you need about the positive EV page, and I can help you get to cashing. But like I said, for those risk-free bets, place them on positive expected value bets. One thing that I like to look for and that I recommend all sports bettors look for is the market width. So market width is essentially a way in which for the OddsJam perfect line to identify confidence in a line. The lower the number, the better. The higher the number, the worse. The way you calculate it for a plus and a minus, you just subtract the two. So 143 minus 125 equals 18. This bet has 18 cents in market width. Anything below anything 25 and below is going to be fair game. Anything 15 and below is going to be a load city bet, going to be an awesome bet. So if I have a risk-free bet, what I like to do, just look for load city bets. But, and this is the most important part, if it's a risk-free bet, if it's totally risk-free, bet it on something that has plus money. Bet it higher odds, the better. So if I have a $1,000 risk-free bet, if I bet it on something that has plus 145 odds, that profit is going to be much higher than if I bet it on something that has minus 200 odds. The goal of a risk-free bet is to maximize your profit, because if it loses, you can just use OddsJam to convert that into cash. So you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't place your risk-free bet on something that has plus money. I was scanning through the positive expected value page and I found a bet that I liked so much, I'm going to go ahead and put $150 on it. It's this first half over between the Mavericks and the Suns, plus 118. It's plus money, it's positive expected value, and it's only 14 cents in market width. So I have this bet up here. It's not a risk-free bet, it's my own money, but I believe in it so much that I'm placing it with my own money. Bet has been placed over 107.5 first half points. It's plus money, it's positive expected value, and it's within market width. So when I said OddsJam can help you place risk-free bets, use the positive expected value page. Just make sure that it's obviously on the sportsbook that you're looking for. If you have a bet on a specific sportsbook, it's really easy. You just go to your homepage and you can exclude sportsbooks on your homepage. So that way you can only show the books in which you have a risk-free bet for. Once you have that all set up, it's just about finding bets. But the positive expected value page on OddsJam is how you can find profitable bets to place for your risk-free bets. For me, positive EV betting has been incredibly beneficial. I'm up over 12 grand betting with OddsJam. 8K of that essentially is with positive EV betting. So sign up for a free trial. Schedule a call with me. I would love to talk you through the OddsJam software and how you can make money using it. So sign up for that 7-day free trial and let's get to cash in. Okay, so the page that I used to find a profitable bet to place for my risk-free bet was this OddsJam positive expected value page. Now, to be clear, this page can be used obviously not just for risk-free bets, right? If you just want to find profitable bets to place in general, that's where the positive EV page comes into play. Let's pretend that FanDuel bet I placed was a risk-free bet and unfortunately it lost. Huge bummer. I lost my $1,000 risk-free bet. It's okay. Instead of using the positive EV page, you go to the free bet converter. And what this does is this page provides opportunities in which you can place a bet on both sides with site credit, and no matter what, you'll be profitable and you can turn that into cash. It's similar to our arbitrage betting, but it's a little bit different because you're using a free bet. So the way it works is it's very easy. So I have my bet on FanDuel, right? Obviously the first 3 here are on FanDuel, but let's pretend I just want to have it filtered for FanDuel. So I just click this little filter button. I can either scroll down or I can start typing FanDuel. Good to go. So this looks like these first 2 are with FanDuel and BetMGM. So the play looks like it's a player home run play. I bet my $1,000 on FanDuel. I place the other side of the bet on BetMGM. I'll convert that $1,000 site credit into real cash. Of course, you need to have a decent amount of money in your account in order to do it, but this is exactly how it works. So you just click this calculator, you type in the free play amount. So on FanDuel, I have a free play amount of $1,000. So I place a $1,000 bet. This is the free play line, which is the FanDuel line. I have a $1,000 bet on FanDuel. The hedge line, which is the other side of the bet that I'm placing it on, are minus 170 odds. And looks like I need to place a $6,600 bet, 17 cents. And actually in this situation, I'll actually profit money. So I'll, instead of just turning that $1,000 into cash, into just $1,000 cash, what I'll actually do is convert it into $880. And that's essentially how the risk-free bet works. So you just go to the risk-free converter. Luckily, the page does everything for you. You just need to have the sportsbook in which you have the free bet and just make sure that all the odds are correct. So the free play line, in this case, it was the exact same. Let's use another example where they're not the exact same. So it looks like here's another player home run page. I just click the calculator. Again, the free play line was the FanDuel plus 460, $1,000. So in this case, what I need to do is place my $1,000 site credit bet on FanDuel plus 460. Then I need to go to BetMGM and place a $3,700 bet on the other side of it, minus 450. And in this case, I would have profited $836. So not only did my risk-free bet, unfortunately, it lost, but I've actually now converted that into more money than I had before. So that's how the risk-free bet works. And that's pretty much it for this video on how to make a lot of money, stupid money, betting on sports. So what have we learned here today? Number one, you need to understand the sports betting landscape of the state that you're located in. If it's legal, find out what sports books are legal, and if there are any that you're not signed up with, I'll just tell you how to take advantage of those sign-up bonuses. So if there is any book that I was talking about that you're not signed up with, just go ahead, sign up. You can see the links in the description of this video. Take advantage of those sign-up bonuses. I've also taught you how to find profitable bets to place on those sign-up bonuses with the risk-free bets that you have. Find a positive expected value bet, make sure that it's plus money, and then just check the market with. If everything checks out, go ahead and load that bad boy. If it hits, then you're good to go. You've just made insane profit. If it loses, unfortunately, that does happen. You will lose some bets. Guess what? You can use the OddsJam software to convert that into cash. So if you liked the video, would appreciate it if you could actually give it a like. Would appreciate it if you could comment. Let me know the feedback. If you hated it, that's also fine. I just want to know the feedback, what I could do better next time. Of course, if you could subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel, that would be great. Again, tons of helpful content for beginners and experts. For me, you could hit me up at my Twitter handle. You can see it right here. It's Modi_Matt, just really boring. My last name, comma, first name. And lastly, go to the OddsJam website, sign up for a free trial, play around with everything that I talked about today, schedule a call with me, and I can give you the ins and outs of how I use the product to profit. I'll place some bets with you live. But as far as this video goes, that's all I got for you. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.